This is section 3.2, quadratic functions. In this video, we're going to go through example 41 in your book, and in this problem, it's asking us to solve this equation using our best friend, the quadratic formula. Alright, so here's a quadratic formula. There's a lot going on, but this problem really isn't too hard if you identify what each of these parts in your equation is in reference to this formula. So going through our equation, our coefficient of the x squared term, that's going to be our a. The coefficient of the x term is our b. And whatever constant you have with no x term, that's going to be our c. And from here, now that we have identified every part of our equation, we can just plug these things into our formula and get our answer. So remember, our formula tells us to go negative b, or in this case negative 6, plus or minus the square root of b squared, or 6 squared, minus 4 times a, which in this case is 5, times c, which in this case is 2, all over 2a, or 2 times 5. And from here, now we're just going to simplify things algebraically. We get negative 6 plus or minus square root of 6 squared is 36, minus 4 times 5 is 20, and 20 times 2 is 40. So we'll get minus 40, all over 2 times 5, which is 10. And simplifying this a little bit further, we'll get negative 6 plus or minus square root of 36 minus 40 is negative 4, all over 10. All right, when you first see this, it might make you question it a little bit because we have a negative under a radical. That can't happen. So looking at what we have right now, we see that there's no real solutions to this quadratic equation because we have a negative under the radical. So there's no real solution to this expression right here. But we do have imaginary solutions. So what we're going to do next is we're going to simplify this expression using our complex numbers or our imaginary numbers. So to simplify this, I'm first going to separate it. So it's negative 6 over 10 plus or minus rad negative 4 over 10. And let's simplify it a little bit further. Negative 6 over 10 can simplify down to negative 3 over 5 plus or minus radical of negative 4. Think about it. What's a radical of positive 4? It's just 2. But since I have a negative 4 here, I'm not going to have just 2. I'm going to call it 2i, or 2 imaginary. So radical of negative 4 will give me 2i over 10. And I can simplify this a little bit more, and I can get negative 3 over 5 plus or minus 2 over 10 can cancel, and I'm left with I over 5. And that's my final answer. So a brief recap, we were given this equation and we need to solve it using our quadratic formula. First thing we did was just identify what each of these terms is in terms of our formula. Plugged everything in, had to do some algebra to simplify. Remember, if you have a negative under the radical, the solution to that is going to be some number times I. And then from there, we just simplified things and we got our answer. I hope you found this video super helpful. The concepts covered in this video are true no matter what pre-cal class you're in, but in case you're interested, all the sections and problem numbers referenced in this video came from this lovely textbook right here. Remember that if you're a Baylor student, we offer free tutoring on the first floor of Sid Rich at our Success Center. You can either schedule an appointment online or drop in during our business hours for free tutoring in pre-cal, calculus, and a whole lot of other subjects as well. For more information, visit our website.